Praise the Lord, everyone. Today we're continuing our Bible study on Jacob and Esau, and we see that in one of the chapters we see that in the midst of fear and desperation that Jacob remembers what God has promised him and how kind God has been to him, and everything that he has is only by the grace of God. And it seems that after this, after he acknowledges God's greatness, how much the Lord has blessed him, that he, in this fearful situation of fearing that he might come across his brother who hates him, he gains strength, and he comes up with a plan to prepare. And sometimes as believers, we feel that we might be in actual desperate situations, and everything is coming up against us, and we don't have the strength, and it feels overwhelming. But when we acknowledge that it is that we live for Jesus, and it's Jesus who has blessed us, and he is the reason why we have made it this far, he gives us the strength to keep going on and to do what we need to do. Then we see in the chapters that Jacob contends, or it says that he wrestles for his blessing. Though he even received the blessing of the elder sibling, he received Esau's blessing. We know that from his father, and he knows that God has promised him. He still contends for his own blessing, which can be the case for us, that often we know that we have promises in our lives, and we may have to battle through things in the flesh and in the spirit for a purpose. Because when Jacob goes through such hardships and he goes through these battles, we see him being transformed, and it was for a purpose in his life. And we should still have faith that our blessings stand regardless of what we have to wrestle or what we have to battle, that those things are for a purpose and for our transformation even. And then we also see something that highlighted to me was that Esau says that he has plenty. I remember in the previous chapters that he was hateful and vengeful towards his brother for stealing his blessing, but when him and Jacob come together, he says to Jacob that he has more than enough, that he has plenty. And then we see in the last chapter that Jacob and his sons and his daughter Dinah, that they are all divided. They all seem to be on different chapters, on a different page. That can be, as a family and in the house of God, it shows that unity and alignment is important, because we also see that Jacob's sons, they decide to take revenge and justice for themselves rather than allowing or handing it over to God. Sometimes it's easy to want to take matters into our own hands, but we should remember that God is a God of justice, and how he deals with matters will always exceed our ways of doing things, and it comes with completion, because we see that Jacob's sons, what they had done had a lot of will have consequences. Yeah, thank you. Praise the Lord.